Hey you guys! So this kit is a lot of fun, as you can see, and I had so much fun working with these 1950s inspired elements. And these cards are a lot of fun to put together. They're super simple, and the best way I think to pick out paper for these cards and for these elements is to go with something real colorful, because the 50s were pretty colorful as far as like diner decor goes, like pinks and blues and yellows and all kinds of craziness. So it's a lot of fun to pick that out. I used some paper by Crate Paper called the Restoration Collection, but really, like I said, anything that's real colorful and not too modern looking is going to look awesome. So the coolest part about this kit has probably got to be this three-dimensional jukebox. And the cool thing is you can make it just like this with vellum and then use these little tea lights inside to light it up and make it look like a real jukebox that's lit up. But if you want to skip the vellum, you also have that option, and you can also make it as a flat card if you just wanted to make a card. So I think the best place to buy vellum locally is at Michael's, because the last time I went shopping for vellum, they just had the biggest selection of all different kinds of colors. And you can also find some online too, which I've seen. Then finally, we've got this super cute little container that you can put whatever kind of goodies inside. It would be awesome for a little gift for someone's birthday or for whatever. That is also real easy to put together, and I've got my pieces cut out here for part of that to show you how that works. And I've also got my pieces cut out for the basis of the jukebox. So I'm going to show you how easy that is to go together. So let's sit down and get started. So for the record container, the top and the bottom of the container are pretty much the same. So I've got the base of one of those cut out here, which is two pieces, this funky looking piece with all the teeth on it, and then a larger and a smaller circle. So the smaller circle is going to be a liner, which we'll put on at the end. So let's just set that to the side and take your funky piece here and put some glue on this tab on the end. Just a nice little thin layer there, and curve it around and line it up as best you can, real nice, with the corners meeting up to the corners. And just hold that while it dries a little bit. And then you can go ahead and fold over each of these little triangles. And then we're just going to start with one triangle and put a nice thin little layer of glue going all the way out to the corners on one of them, and glue your bigger circle onto the first triangle. Then you're going to just work your way around the whole thing here, just one at a time. Work your way around, gluing one triangle at a time. Now I'm going to flip this over. It's going to be hard for you guys to see, but I can see from the top here, and I'm going to push it down from the top while I make sure that it's lined up right on the edge. And I want my edges to be right, edge to edge here along this part. So just go ahead, take your time, and go one triangle at a time all the way around until it's glued nice and together there. Then you're just going to go ahead and take your liner piece, put glue all over the back, and put that in place to cover up the tabs. So the same thing goes for the top and the bottom parts, but obviously the top is a little bit bigger so that it fits over the bottom. Now I've got the pieces cut out for the basis of my three-dimensional jukebox, and that would be the front and the back with this little flap here, and then two pieces which form the top and the sides and the bottom. So first, let's take a look at these pieces here. As you can see, these tabs on the top are a little bit shorter than the tabs on the bottom. That is because on the front here, we don't want the tabs to stick out and obscure the light from coming through the vellum. So that's how you can tell that these tabs are going to be going on the front of your jukebox, like this. So first, let's start by making sure that we've got short tabs up here. You do not want to have short and long, because that means something's wrong. So we've got the two short sides. Go ahead and put some glue all over this tab. and put it in place on the other piece here. And hold that in place while it dries a little bit. You can be more careful than me and not get glue on the outside, but it's fixable. And then go ahead and close it up by putting glue on the other side on the tab. And just take the other end and wrap it around and glue it in place and hold that while it dries. So here is my piece starting to kind of look like the jukebox, and as you can see, these thinner tabs are on the front are thinner than these larger tabs that are on the back. So let's start with the front, and as you can see, this is kind of how it's going to go. Let's start by gluing the bottom tab in place first. Now when you're making this, you're going to go ahead and create the face of your jukebox first. Like, you're going to go ahead and put your vellum and all your embellishments and your papers on the front, but I'm just keeping it simple here just to show you what I'm doing. So glue this tab here, and you want to make sure that this part is flush here, that the edge of it is flush with the corner, and you also want to make sure that it's centered, that there's an equal amount of space on the end and on this end over here, because when you fold it up, you're going to want these sides to also to be flush right here too, which is what we're going to glue next. So go ahead and put glue on this tab here. Just a nice little thin coating going out to the corners. And then put the face down, making sure that this part here is even. And if you need to flip it over on your table and look at it from the top and push it down on the table, you can definitely do that. So let that dry a little bit while you put glue on the same opposite tab over here. So go ahead and put glue on this tab here. As usual, just kind of a nice thin coating going out to the corners. And lay the face down, making sure that it's flush on the corner here also. And again, if you want to put it face down so you can push from the inside, that helps. Okay, so now I just need to put the top in place. So let's put glue on this top tab here, and that's going to make sure that everything ends up in the right place, because it's going to hold everything in place and kind of guide the other tabs into place. Now this tab, you want these two corners here are going to go right in this little corner and this little corner here. So I just want to line those up as best I can, which kind of means pushing down on the top a little bit to get those lined up. So line up those corners as best you can and just hold it for a little bit while it dries. And I'm going to push from the inside here to really get a good hold. So almost all of the tabs on the front are glued in place except for here and here. As you can see, they're still loose here. So I just want to put some glue on each of these tabs, and I know they're tiny, but as you can see, that's for a reason. That's so that they don't obstruct this window here. So just one at a time, put glue on each of them and just glue them in place, working your way around. So my front is all glued into place, and yours will look a little bit more like this because you'll have all of your colorful pieces on the front. So now let's take a look at the back and pretty much do the same thing and glue the back into place starting at the bottom. So I've got my bottom piece glued into place and the edge is flush with the edge, and it really is the same exact process except that these tabs are bigger, so it's a little bit easier actually. And if you need to, fold this down so that you can get your fingers in here and squeeze stuff as it's drying, that helps too. And just go ahead and go in the same order. So glue these sides on, then glue the top, and then glue the sides. So there you have it, all kinds of super fun 50s inspired stuff. I hope you have a lot of fun making it, and feel free to get creative and mix and match stuff up. And if you make anything, I would love to see pictures of it on our Facebook wall or in our forum. So thanks for watching and happy crafting!